police joined the debate over immigration reform today in San Francisco. Leaders from the faith community came together to denounce Arizona's new immigration law. ABC 7's Amy Hollyfield is here with more on tonight's gathering that looked different from previous rallies. Amy?
It did look a little different. This was more of a conversation. It was made up of 7 local PICO organizations, and PICO stands for People Improving Communities Through Organizing. The chants were familiar, but the tone of this rally was a bit different.
We're here with you simply to pray.
Leaders from the faith community say it's time for them to publicly join the conversation on immigration reform.
We hear from economists, we hear from politicians, we hear from attorneys. It's also important for people of faith to speak our word on this important issue as well.
The auditorium at Mission High School was full of people, many of whom are worried about themselves or a family member being deported.
Maybe the people in Congress can see all this and think more about what families go through.
Protests and meetings like this one have become quite common, but polls show the majority of Americans support Arizona's new immigration law.
Anybody that's in the country illegally should be identified and should be deported. That's it.
Rick Oltman is with Californians for Population Stabilization. He says you may not see his group marching or shouting, but members are organized and are trying to find ways to get laws passed in California that will discourage illegal immigration. And he says doing so is not racist.
And so they're reduced to crying racism, which I think the American people are fed up with. We're not a racist country. We're trying to enforce the law.
Yvette Jimenez says the laws have broken up her family. Her father was deported 2 years ago, and her mother has been ordered to leave.
I agree that the law shouldn't be broken, but then again, I feel that instead of thinking with politics and laws, we need to start thinking with our hearts and our morals.
This debate isn't showing signs of letting up. Arizona's law gives police the authority, while engaged in a lawful stop, to ask people who they reasonably suspect of being in the country illegally to show proof of citizenship, and it goes into effect July 29th. In the newsroom, Amy Hollyfield, ABC 7 News.